something to say, something to say.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Our House 21 and I am cooking some wheels. Actually, some of you guys are probably familiar with this process here, but I, finding myself with a surplus of Jaco Foam tires, thanks to some thanks to some generosity of one of my viewers and a purchase of a box of parts on eBay. Now I have, I'm kind of overrun with Jaco Foams. So I'm taking my resurrected hot glue wheels and a pair that came from my box of parts in eBay, and I'm trying to dye them black. So, and there's a practical reason here. I have I actually now have 2 complete sets of pristine white speed run Jaco Foams, and I have a set and a half of, let's call them bashing Jaco Foams. So to make it easy to tell them apart at quick inspection, I just decided to go ahead and boil or dye the lesser wheels in the dye, just to make it easy to tell them apart on the fly. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with the process, it's pretty simple. You take a big pot of water, and the instructions recommend adding a little bit of vinegar to it, and you take this good old fabric dye, which also works very well for RC parts. You put it in, you boil it up for about half an hour, and hopefully you get good results. So mine are only about 10 minutes in, so I've got a ways to go. And also you see I have an interesting method here, because foam floats. That makes it problematic if you're trying to dye something. So I took this grate here, put it on top of the wheels in a nice little pattern so it's floating evenly, so I get a little bit more submersion. So I'm still going to have to take these and flip them over at some point to make sure that the last little inside rim gets dyed. But I'll check back in about half an hour and let you guys see how they came out. Okay, so here are the results. Now, first thing, I was under the impression that hot glue melted at a temperature of 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Apparently I was wrong, because all the little hot glue structure that I put in place in here is melted right away. So that's not that big a deal. Hot glue is hot glue. I can just put it right back. Other interesting things though, the places where I used a little bit of super glue to back up. Well, first of all, the structural hot glue that's holding things together stayed in place. So apparently that didn't get to a high enough temperature where it melted. Also, a lot of this was backed up with super glue, so that stayed in place as well too. But like I said, the structural hot glue went down, and all of the places that were touched by hot glue or by super glue didn't take the dye. But that's not a big deal. So what I'm going to do now is take these and re-hot glue them. So this time do a little bit better job, make it look a little bit nicer. And at the places that aren't black, I'll just cover it with some paint and we'll see what happens. So, as always, things are a work in progress, but this is why we do it. It's fun, and it gives me something to do to keep me off the streets at night. So, after a little bit of work, this is the end result. You see, I went ahead, and you can see on the video that there's 2 slightly different shades of black, because I had to go in and fill in the places that wouldn't take the dye with a little different color. So you would think black is black, but not really. So I'm tempted to go in and just put a coat of black paint on them so that they're all the same. But as I said, you look at it and it actually didn't come out too bad. So this is the wheel that was untouched. This is the wheel that has slight damage. And here are the 2 ones that were severely damaged. And with a little bit of extra application or extra careful application of hot glue and a really sharp knife to trim off the excess, I was able to go in and basically match the factory contours. And again, they're actually now balanced better than they were the first time around. So I've got wheels that are, again, I probably wouldn't trust these at much more than like 60 or so miles an hour, but it's still pretty darn fast. So, hey, good result for not a lot of effort. All right, Our House 21 signing off, and see you next time. And remember, take it out there, break it, fix it, do it all over again. And in this case, break it, fix it, do it all over again a few times, and you just might be surprised with the results you get. All right, signing off, and remember the motto: fly, fix, fly.